What's good, y'all? Khalif here at Summer Games Fest. We're here at Play Days, and I got to talk to you about all the stuff from the Xbox Showcase. Outer Worlds 2 looks really fantastic. I think that game is going to be one of the games I'm really excited for, especially not only for the gameplay, but they just really expanded that world in a really dope way. Besides the graphics, besides the world, Obsidian is killing that thing, and I'm really hyped for what they got a chance to show today. I got a chance to check out Ninja Gaiden 4 as well, and some behind closed door stuff that we'll be talking about a little bit later, but that was also really fun to be able to see within the show. A Fate's End was a game that I did not know was in production. The art style is stunning and ridiculously cool, so I'm dying to hear more about what that's going to wind up being. You know, Call of Duty Black Ops 7 was the thing that ended out the show, which was, again, a little bit of a surprise for where they got a chance to kind of dig into what's coming for the rest of the year. But it was nice to be able to see, again, the tech be something that is kind of future forward, and now feels like they're going to be in a space that's kind of more future leaning. Something that I'm hoping. I want jetpacks again. I know people are mad about jetpacks, but I don't care. I want jetpacks in games like that because I think it's dope. Super Meat Boy 3D, that was actually really cool because as a person who loves games that are super hard, Super Meat Boy 3D was pretty dope. Having it be in a 3D space, I think is going to add to the difficulty in a much bigger way, and that's going to be fun for folks who are in that space who love games like that. High on Life 2, that game coming back with seemingly more characterization, better and interesting, more weapons, and more kind of combinations of stuff. We saw a quick moment where they kind of fused two guns together to make something happen in that space, so you're going to get more wacky and zaniness from a game like that. Sea of Thieves, again, is in the space where a lot of people have been digging that, and if you've been a Sea of Thieves fan for a long period of time, you're going to get more goodies towards the end of the year. Everyone was really hot for Persona. I'm not a big Persona fan, but I appreciate the fact that there were folks in it. A game that really came out of nowhere for me was There Are No Ghosts at the Grand. First of all, you can't be dropping some dope Calypso music in a trailer and not expect me to be excited for it. I was waiting for a little bit of Dayo, and I'm happy they didn't do it. But I was happy to see this game come to the trailers and be shown during the showcase, because games like that have a very specific audience, and it's very cool to be able to see them get love in that way, and have something that feels like it's going to be kind of age appropriate for multiple layers of players in a lot of different ways. So I'm definitely trying to find PR folks to talk to about that, because that was dope. Definitely got some hands-on with Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4. We're talking about that a little bit later as well. We're dropping some footage for that in a later video or another video later on. Mudang, which looked like this kind of espionage, almost felt like a little bit of Splinter Cell, but had a kind of really cool, like, against the corporation kind of story. I'm excited to see what that's going to wind up being. I feel like they showed enough for people to get excited about it, and graphically it looked really good, but I want to know what that story is about, so I'm hoping to hear more about what that game is going to be. Aphialon, I think I'm saying that correctly. That was something that everybody thought that was Rise. Everybody for a hot second was like, is that a new Rise game? But it wound up being something else in that genre, where it feels like it's going to be an action-based, maybe even slasher kind of game, a hack and slash kind of game. Really cool art style. Feels like it's bringing together a bunch of different versions of games that we've seen, but definitely got people excited, and maybe was a surprise to the show where people were like, do we actually want a new Rise game? That could be something. Do you want a Rise game? That would be fun to be able to find out. Grounded 2 was a really good surprise. Again, going back to the well with Obsidian with their third game this year. Obsidian is cranking out games like madness right now. It is nuts to see them have so many games in the funnel, and then having a game that we all know and love in Grounded 2 coming back. Got some time to play that as well. We'll be talking about that later on the show in an upcoming episode. Now, some of the games that were my highlights of the show for sure. Invincible Versus, what in the hell is this? Skybound is making a fighter, a 3v3 tag fighter. I need this game now. I almost lost my mind. I almost hurt myself when I jumped up and laughed and cried and did all the emotions all at the same time when getting a chance to see this during the watch party that we were in earlier in the day. That thing looks stunning. I'm dying to find out more about that. I think they're even going to be showing that at EVO. Super excited about that. I got to find out more info about that for sure. Gears of War is Reloaded. Have a ton of information about that and a ton of conversations around that, because Gears Reloaded was a big surprise for me. Besides the fact that they are bringing that thing back in general, we were talked a little bit about E-Day and a whole bunch of other stuff. They are up-resing the hell out of that game. That game is going to look stunning and gorgeous in multiple places. And it feels like the game that we've known to love, but it also is one of those things where it feels super familiar in so many different ways. So it's really cool to see, you know, the coalition come through and bring Reloaded into the space and give us a whole bunch of gears to play in another space, in another way. Everybody was super hyped and excited for it. So definitely hyped for that. Planet of Lana 2, if you played the first game, this is going to be a continuation, or at least another bout within that space, which was going to be super, super fun anyway. So anytime you get a chance to see them do something fun, that's always great. And lastly, the game of the show for me had to be Clockwork Revolution. Man, if you want to talk about how to throw on a trailer and how to get people hyped for a game, the longest trailer of the show, had the most in-depth kind of layers to it, and really showed not only kind of gameplay that was exciting, but the story in the world looks really, really cool. I am dying to play that thing. I want to play that right now. In Exile is doing something really special with that, and I feel like they may have the game of the season. What is the overarching narrative of all of this stuff? Is you're not going to be able to see your family in October. No one's going to be able to see you. You're going to be in a basement because you're going to be playing games all freaking month. That thing is nuts. Every game is coming out in October. It's stupid, but it's great. I am very excited for October, but it came across as, you know, what was Xbox doing in this showcase? Did they feel like they really nailed it? You know, Aaron Greenberg had a really good tweet. He kind of said, you know, keep your expectations reasonable. And, you know, it felt like it blew me away. Like, one of the things I was expecting was it to be a very chilled kind of a showcase. But when you drop not only Clockwork, but like Call of Duty 7, and then you show off the thing that we've all been waiting for, which is the Xbox handheld, that was dope. Like, that was a showstopper in and of itself. And that was in the middle of the show. That wasn't even the thing that was at the end of the programming. Things like that are really cool to be able to see. And it tells me that the team has a ton of confidence in what they're showing and what they have to offer for players. And, you know, a side note, it was really great to see Sarah Bond be the person who ushered that in. I think it's really important to see her continue to be out in front, you know, being a part of this ecosystem and being part of this management team and this leadership team. It's always good to be able to see her and Phil and Matt Booty doing things, but it's always great to be able to see Sarah, especially at the forefront of something that is so monumental and so big and so important. I think it was the biggest roar in the crowd in the place that we were. And it just, again, showcases that a thing like this coming in holiday 2025 shows that they have a ton of confidence, not only in the hardware, but the implementation, and they're getting a ton of work and a ton of resources and a ton of backing through a lot of the games that they're showing. The ability to kind of play in a native way, having your Xbox and all of your game titles be a part of that ecosystem is a huge deal. And we're going to have more discussions and more conversations around that in a separate video. But overall, the Xbox showcase today was freaking dope. Like, they nailed it. They killed everything that they tried to do. They gave really reasonable expectations, and then they delivered on everything that they tried to do in a really fantastic way. So really impressed with the team and everything they got a chance to show. And man, if you are really excited and you're an Xbox fan, you have nothing but joy coming your way in October, September, and probably in the rest of the year, moving towards holiday 2025. You have a lot of goodies coming for all of you at home, and especially for the folks who are in the handheld space. So mad stuff, y'all. Crazy to see all that goodness come through. So we're going to get up out of here. Time for more Summer Games Fest 2025. We have more stuff coming from Spawn on Me. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.